Hello. I'm not sure I love the angle. I have some things I'd like to talk about. Hello. Um, what do I say? I have. It's been really hot, and I realized I didn't go out in the sun at all. So I went out in the sun today. 90 something degrees. It's been triple digits for like a week straight. And I realized I was indoors the whole time, avoiding it. Is this when the sun is super active and then you get light codes? That's what they say. Today's September 9th. That means 9/9. 2024 is in 8 years, so it's not 999, but 9 is completion or ending, and it feels like something just ended, weirdly. But completed ended. Um, you know what it feels like? It feels like I broke up with my ex again, but like in a healthy way. For the last 2 weeks, even though we're just friends, it just felt like we were in a relationship. Felt like we were a couple of besties. Um, I was able to express love and feel loved, and it was really nice. I mean, I don't have, you know, I don't regret it, but I mean, completion doesn't mean end, right? So we'll hopefully still be friends. But some interesting things that are happening in life because this is a journal. I'm supposed to journal. So, one is I realized my ex is far more conscious and aware than I gave her credit for. And just my feeling is that she pretends to be unconscious to fit in. She said some things that were like, I was like, whoa. Um, I've always said that she's smarter than I am, so she even tricked me. Um, very very interesting. She can read other people very well to the point where it's like a superpower. You know, women's intuition like this is something else. Like it's like that girl likes you. I'm like, what? No. And then like it happens, or it comes out, or that person's jealous of you. I was like, how did you know? I had a falling out with that person over that. She knows what's going on. She's pretending to be unconscious to fit in. But we had a very good. There's something floating in my water now. If I die, you know why. Dysentery. Um, what do I say about it? We felt, even though we're not in a relationship, and she said 100% never, ever, ever, don't hold any hope. I, uh, I told her, like, this not relationship is the best relationship I've ever been. Like, without expectations of each other, we're able to just be open and honest and loving. So we do not seek for love. We just need to seek out the barriers we've built against it. So it was nice. And if that chapter's over now, so be it. But it was a better ending than we had before. Um, that being said, um, anything else in regards to that? We were just helping. She like cooked for me. She's like, I'm looking at the bowl of food she made for me. I had to clean it. I didn't give it back to her yet. She made me food yesterday. Like she's very very sweet actually. Behind that cunty exterior, she's an angel. Um, so uh, let's leave that alone. Let's leave it alone. Let's not dwell on that. Will be interesting to see what happens. Um, what I wanted to talk about is people wearing masks. So I was talking to someone recently, and they have like a friend slash business partner type deal that I met once, and and they're good friends. And I was like, I like that person. Very kind of like the attitude of a big brassy tranny. You know what I mean? Like like a like a big lesbian behind the bar that keeps the bar open for you. It's like you look mean, but there's something about you I like, kind of thing. You are mean, but game recognizes game. So I liked her, but what I read was the type of person who wants you to do well as long as it's not better than her will talk you up unless it interferes with her either self-image or doing well financially or whatever. Those are dangerous people to have near you, and it's good to read that. And when I still have, I promise you, I still have people like that in my life now today, and I know who they are. And you're always going to have that. The thing about life is you can't isolate yourself entirely. Like you have to deal with people that you might not like. Um, my sister and her husband are dealing with something very interesting. When my sister was living with my mom, she would hear the neighbor's dog barking, and she's like working from home, so it would drive her insane. So she's at, she's at red alert. By the time she decides to say something, she's furious. Meanwhile, these other people are just like aloof. They have no idea what the fuck's going on. They probably don't even know they have a dog. So by the time she communicates it, she's upset, and then people don't like being talked to like that, and then there's a problem. So she moves, and now she has the same problem. There's a yappy dog, shitty owners. They don't care. It's like when there's a shitty parent where the kid is running around at the restaurant and fucking knocking things over and touching things they shouldn't touch, and everyone's upset and outraged, but the parents have no idea. They just learn how to zone out. Everybody hates those people. Everybody wants to stand up and smack these parents in the fucking face. Is like, raise your animal, you fucking child. But you can't talk to people like that. I mean, you can, but then what? You know? Um, so my sister is thinking of like, what can we do for revenge, kind of thing. And I have her same like wiring, so I'm like, I get the impulse to want to get revenge or whatever. But you catch more flies with honey, and I'm thinking there's a good way to fix that. Um, but it's interesting that she moved and she has the exact same problem she used to have. So this is obviously a life lesson. And if she wants to handle it the way she's always handled things, she's going to have the same result and have the same problem even when she moves again. I bet. I feel like this is how life works, you know? So rather than rile her up and be like, yeah, let's punish this guy, I'm you know, not being listened to. But I'm like, I think there's a better way to handle this. She'll figure it out on her own. But that was an interesting thing. It's like, as I go through life and I get more experience and I see how my unconscious behavior created my own misery and cycles of behavior and cycles of bad results and stuff like this. That's the point of becoming conscious, and it's a process. It's not like you wake up one day and everything's different. Conscious people can still make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. Ask anyone I've ever dated. Um, Conscious people can make mistakes, and conscious people can decide to act unconsciously. Um, Anytime we react, it's unconscious. Every time, you know what? I feel like something bad was in the water. Maybe we'll deal with this later. Um, I wonder if this is going to get worse. Let me have some more. I want to see what happens. Let's test it. Can you die? That wasn't a question, that was a request. Can you just go die? You fuck. Anyways, my mom told me to stop saying bad words. Um, and I said, fuck you. I'm just kidding, I didn't respond. But I know I should stop eventually, but I'm not there yet. Right now, this is how I talk. And it's important to me to be authentic. Now, on that subject, that's really what I want to talk about. So, I've been talking to people, my cousin, one of my friends, and then this example of this jealous work colleague for another friend. Um, and it's visible. It's visible when someone has ulterior motives, or people always tell them themselves. Um, and I had a friend complain that people are inauthentic. My cousin, I was were having a conversation about how I went with my cousin to dinner with her friends, and then they went to a bar, and I did not like the bar. I'm assuming if my phone starts doing something, I'm not supposed to talk about what I'm talking about. Should I change the subject? Let's see. People with masks. So, masks is the ego. So, everybody has a way. I want you to perceive me this way. I want people to see me this way. So, I dress this way. I walk this way. I wear these things. So, people think that I have value. So, people are attracted to me. So, people think I am accomplished, whatever the thing is. And we live our whole life trying to get that in one way or another, either doing good in school or like sucking up to parents or some such shit. We're always living for someone else, and it's visible. Like I can see this, and everybody does it to some degree. I do it myself. Um, and it's weird to catch yourself doing it. It's like, ugh, what am I doing? Sometimes you'll catch yourself in a fantasy, like, oh, what would it be like if I was? Oh fuck, never mind. Um, so the point was that I was making, if there was a point when I was talking to my cousin, is that you know society tells us what's beautiful or what's in demand. A certain look, a certain geographical location, a certain job, a certain income, a certain place to live, whatever. So society says this is what's beautiful or this is what's preferred. And everybody tries to fake that in some way so that because people are pursuing love or the idea of love. They're trying to feel like they belong. They're trying to feel like someone will love them. So we look at attractive people, objectively attractive people, as they have it so easy. You don't have to try as hard. Attractive people spend a lot of money staying attractive. Like they put a lot of thought into even their casual dress. You know what I mean? It's actually a full time job. So there's that, and then there's this other thing, which is if we live in a world where there's one specific person that was made for you, like all the breakups and all the heartache and all these things happen for a reason to get you ready for it. Your person, your soulmate, your twin flame, your what do they call it, kingdom spouse, whatever the fuck the thing is, then attractive people have it harder because it's harder to sift through because everybody's lying about I'm your thing. Hey, I'm your thing. Take care of me. It's like as soon as they started making money, these fucking whores, everyone was faking it to be like, no, I'm your perfect match. Not everyone, but fucking, you know, one people is too many. Um, no, I'm, just so you know, I'm this. They would say what they thought I wanted to hear. And then I have to be a fucking forensic investigator to figure out what the fuck's really going on, you know? Like, I had to get really wise to a woman will fucking ruin your life to get her needs met. These whores, it's like you're taking me away from my soulmate, you bitch. The fuck? Just to like, as soon as you like can escape. I saw like Terrell Owens was married for 3 days or something, and then she divorced and asked for alimony. It's like 3 days of alimony. Here's a gift certificate at Burger King. Go fuck yourself, you whore. I'm saying whore too much. I'm sorry, but you know the right amount also. So, um, it actually fucked my life up for a little bit because not only were women doing that to me, like their families were doing it to me. It's like all of a sudden, like everyone became a whore, and it was like they became such pieces of shit for money. It's like, ugh, ugh. So it got me out of. I was in the fast lane. I was like in a stride that probably like you're lucky to get one of those in your life, and I fell out of it because of people, people, people that I thought were trustworthy or I thought were my friends and I thought had my back, and then it turned out I was just an ATM for them. They're just looking for a come up. They're willing to lie to me for the rest of my life, dude. That's fucking insane. Lie to me for the rest of my life, and then when I could see, like I could see they would slip up, and I'm not convinced it wasn't on purpose. They would slip up, and I'd be like, "Hey, I saw that," and then they gaslight the fuck out of me to keep the facade going. And I couldn't understand. I couldn't. I'm sorry, I'm getting texts. I couldn't understand the motivation because I would never do this. At least I would think. Like it didn't occur to me, and it happened to me a lot over the years. Weirdly, it even happened to me when I didn't have money. It's like people saw my potential and just like a fucking leech. You see these like sea turtles or whales or whatever, they're in the ocean forever. So these parasites just stick to them and live off their blood and whatever. It's like that's what it was. That's what it felt like. And it was disgusting, dude. It was disgusting. It's like, how do you sell your soul for nothing? Um, and those people, although like, you know, they taught me a valuable lesson, and I'm a better person having gone through it. And I don't, none of the things or people that have hurt me would I exchange for anything. You couldn't pay me to have me taken back because I needed the lesson, obviously. And those things that hurt me the most, I learned the most from. So whether it's like the girl that had a secret family and gaslit me for a year and a half, had 3 kids, and I think was married and cheating on the husband with me, so that's the best I could figure. Um, or like who I thought was my BFF for my entire adult life, and I realized I was just being used for money and vacations and a place, a roof. It's like I thought we were friends. What the fuck? The whole time? You know, those are hard things to come to terms with. That people will lie to you for nothing. Nothing. So what they lost was more valuable than money. Like losing my friendship because also if they just were better liars, like I'm such a loving and giving person. It's like if I have money, we have money. Like, I made it for you. Let's spend it. These dumb motherfuckers, they couldn't. It's weird. It's like there's a secret conversation happening with these people behind the scenes. It's like my higher self talking to their higher self, and they're communicating clearly. And in person, there's fake smiles and fake well wishes and stuff like this. It's just very bizarre. So I was talking to one of my friends, and she was saying that she's realizing there's all these snakes around her, all these fake people, and she's like, I could see their intentions, and it's bothering me. Like nobody's authentic. I'm like, fucking yeah, preach, girl. Tell me more. I'm like so happy other people seeing it. Um, I got through quite a bit of this book. I have this much left. I'm going to read a section of it, and it goes on, along with this. So, um, rejecting martyrdom. It should explain. Should explain itself within the context of this, because I don't honestly remember what the fuck I bookmarked this for, but I know it relates. Remember, your ego is just a pawn in life. If you identify with it, you find yourself in deep trouble. I never, I never heard it put that way where your ego isn't you. Like you're supposed to separate yourself from your ego because you think your ego is you. Like as a part of your psyche, for sure. It's the bouncer, and a healthy ego is needed. Otherwise, you let every. It's like a bouncer that lets everybody in. It's not a good bouncer. But if you identify with it, you find yourself in trouble. Fucking true. So rejecting martyrdom. On this planet, with its almost 8 billion people, it is easy to feel small and overlooked. This makes us insecure, and we try to put on a self important facade in hopes that we will stand out from the crowd and be given special attention and honor. Put simply, we just want to feel special, loved, and nurtured. In shamanic terms, this tendency towards self importance becomes a massive obstacle to our freedom because as long as we are enslaved by this need, we are limited and constrained. Shamans teach that self importance must be banished, no matter how hard the task. Sometimes shamans and spiritual teachers use fairly brutal methods to rid their apprentices of this scourge. Fortunately, Don Guadalupe and my other teachers did not employ these methods, but taught that compassion and subtlety were the best practices to turn me away from my own self importance. Jealousy, misunderstanding, envy, competition, and fear will always be part of our world. No matter how nice you are, it is inevitable that at some time and in some place you will interact with people who don't have your best interest at heart. Shamans are acutely aware of this and have developed numerous techniques for dealing with it. For them, releasing yourself from feelings of martyrdom and victimization are a matter of life and death. People who victimize and oppress you can make your life miserable, but they can also teach you many valuable lessons about yourself. I have had my share of these people in my life. One took a woman I loved away from me, one ruined a book project, another stole vast sums of money from me, and yet another succeeded in eliminating a teaching job I truly loved because she was envious of my high student evaluations and disagreed with my philosophy. But these experiences, you could tell that one hurt him a lot, but these experiences have taught me more than I could ever have imagined. They showed me where my fears limited me, where my insecurities thwarted my desires, and where I needed clearer boundaries. Many people, unfortunately, have been conditioned to wear their suffering like a badge of honor. They feel it entitles them to retribution and revenge. Life does come with inevitable pain, but long suffering is more of a choice. Suffering, like fear, begets more of itself, and shamanically speaking, becomes a huge energy leak. Pain can teach us, but suffering has no such saving graces. Martyrs tend to want others to join them in their misery and secretly seek to punish others for their unhappiness. Their complaining is intended to make others feel guilty, but in reality, it tends to irritate other people to exasperation. Mom. They do not realize that behind their martyrdom is the universal desire to be loved. This is still important, so I'm going to keep reading. At the deepest levels of our being, we all want to be connected, loved, and nurtured. On a spiritual level, this is easier for us to comprehend. On a physical level, however, this sometimes feels like a lie. Many of us spend a lifetime looking for that one special person who's our soulmate, the one who will make everything feel right and complete. But we seldom find that fantasy person. Instead, we find ourselves surrounded by real, live people who are sometimes flawed, defensive, insecure, and fearful. We are afraid of these people because they are too much like us. And since we don't accept ourselves, we don't want to accept them. We avoid getting close to them because we are afraid that we want more than they can give. We fear that they may become too dependent or that they may reflect our own vulnerabilities and flaws. And we fear we may be abandoned by these people we judge to be flawed themselves. What a dilemma. The only solution is to love everyone who's here on earth with us. We have to let down our guard, take a risk, and allow ourselves to be vulnerable, while at the same time exercising good judgment. But how can we evaluate and judge others and at the same time remain available to them? That is not as difficult as it may seem. It is our job to be available. Spirit never judges, so why should we? We can be discerning instead. That was page 140 and 141 of this book, How to Pray the Shaman's Way. You know what? This was like exactly what I learned like in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That was the lesson that I was getting in the simulation. That's what the simulation was telling me. And then if that perfectly summed it up. I could not put it into words better than that. Could not. Anyways, so like I realized I was doing that in my last relationship. I realized that that was being done to me in my last relationship. I at the basis we all want to be loved, and at the base of anger is fear. At the base of everything is fear. So losing fear is the ultimate goal, I think. So, um, it's weird to be, I feel like, this far in my journey and still have, like I had a period of time that I was very fearful up to 2 weeks ago. And then, like, months prior, 2 or 3 months at least, if I look back at it, like my performance was fine, everything was fine. But my anxiety about the future and not knowing if someone's staying or going or what's going to happen, am I meeting someone, is, you know what I mean? Like, and I know that there's a plan and that I'm guided and that, I'm constantly seeing that the universe is supporting me. Yet I still have the doubt. And then I ask the universe to show me something definitive. Am I going in the right direction? Like, I know I see the signs, but fucking, can you show me this or show me that? Let's start there. And then when the answer was this, I'm like, okay, fine. And then the universe blessed me with another, it's definitely this. It's like, okay, thank you. Calmed me right the fuck down. Asking you shall receive, right? And then once I was calm, everything seems to just flow. Everything seems to just go as it should go. So I spent a lot of time with someone recently, and the time we spent together was very valuable to me, and that might be over. But I was thinking, did I do something wrong? Was I not supposed to do this? Was I, you know what I mean? Like, I always have that voice of self-doubt comes up. And it's like, oh, is this affecting my work? Is work slow because of this? Am I supposed to discover something? So it's part of the reason, like, I had dreams last night about work that I had to do today and how hard it was going to be. It's like something I already didn't work, and I have to redo it. And I don't know why it didn't work. So, like, I'm having dreams about how to fix it. And I wake up, and then it, like, as the day goes on, it turns out it's not yet. So I had basically had the day free. I'm like, okay, so spent time with someone exchanging energy, and now I don't have work. Does this mean I'm energy depleted? And yesterday I had a fucking crazy headache. Went to the sauna and it dehydrated me, and then I felt like passing out. Like if I stood up, it was just pounding headache. And then I got it a little bit today too, but that's feels like I'm energy depleted, right? Maybe unrelated, but um, I always self-analyze. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? When things go right, I'm like, okay, this is why. Things go wrong, and I try to figure out this is why. So I I was thinking, am I making a mistake or whatever? But then I realized that I had this desire or dream to reach out to an old teacher of mine. I don't remember most of my teachers. I don't remember a single name from college or grad school, not a single name. I don't remember going to school. I don't remember any of it. I remember high school more, and I remember elementary school more, and it's weird. It's just like gone. That's supposed to be valuable information. It was not. Um, so there was a teacher who, in junior year in high school, he was just very passionate about teaching, and he didn't seem like the typical teacher. He was kind of relatable and had ADD and had good energy, and he like acknowledged me. And he had a counterpart. They taught class together, who was an English teacher, who I actually really liked, but because I didn't perform well, I didn't ever did my homework. I always forgot. He didn't like me. He like made sure I knew. I was thinking of buying the other guy a car and giving it to him in front of the other guy. This is what you get for being nice to me. Remember, you were a cunt, Mr. Archer. I'm glad your leg doesn't work. I'm not. I'm not that. That's probably why he's a dick, honestly. Dragging his leg. Um, I really enjoyed this class. When I was in my junior year of high school, this is how old I am, is they had this program called American Journey, and it was the first class where you could have a laptop in school. It's like you bring your own laptop, and they're taught with, imagine, that was a big deal at the time. Um, so it was just an engaging class. You're there for 2 hours. It's one teacher first, then the next, and they opened the door and they taught together. It was just fun. I just felt I like was even when I didn't want to do my homework, I wanted to be there. Mr. Archer would like read fucking the Scarlet Letter. I didn't read a fucking single page. I just watched him act. We were supposed to read it the night before. Then he acted it out in front of me like this. You don't get paid to do that. Thanks, dude. Um, and this other guy, Mr. Pillsbury, I kept in touch with him when I started making money and stuff. I remembered him, and we were connected on Facebook, and I delete my social media, so I wasn't in touch with him. But I thought he's teaching business classes now, and he invited me. I think it was 2011 or something to go speak at my old high school, and I went. I'm sure it was dog shit. I had nothing to say, but I think while we're talking, I just messaged him today again, and he gave me his cell phone number. I was like, "Hello, Brent." Still feels weird to say. I want to call him by his Mr. So and so. I already said his name, Mr. Pillsbury. Um, 20 years ago, I had this guy's class. 20 years ago. He was young 20 years ago. So was I. Oops. I get older every year. I don't know how you do it. But I think he just texted me that he would be interested in me talking to his class. I think that's what that said. I probably have a lot more to say now, but I also don't know if that's a great thing. I was thinking how so many people go through like the public school system or whatever, like you're touching so many people. Hopefully not like they do at Catholic school, but you have the opportunity to change the world essentially by influencing these people. And though I didn't do good in school, like they would have considered it like they failed at their job, um, I would argue the opposite. I was never a good performer in school. Like I remember in seventh grade, I was turning in answers to like a quiz, and we like self graded them. Like the students graded the tests, and then my teacher was at the front of the class and looking at the grades as they were handed down to him. And then when he saw mine, he looked up and he saw it was me. And he's confused. I saw him look at me. He was like, "Ah, I had the highest grade in the class." And he like made an announcement. He's like, "You know, you let the cat out of the bag. I thought you were dumb. You're just not trying." I was like, and then his name was Mr. Spafford. I'm pretty sure he's dead now, but he gave me special attention, and I started to do my homework because I didn't want to disappoint him. It was a weird thing for me to experience because I fucking hated school the whole time. School's not made for me. I did not like the structure. The It's fucking boring. It starts too early. It's stressful. It's you know memorize, forget it. Memorize, forget it. Um, it's not how we learn. And I would I would venture to bet my knowledge surpasses any of my teachers. Nah, maybe not in math. I always thought I sucked at math, and I went to summer school in college. I think no, what was it in high school? I did do statistics. That was for college. I had to do statistics, and I was setting the curve in my class, and I hated statistics. It's fucking boring. I took business because there's no math. I thought, and then I had to do statistics, and then we had like a family vacation. But once I slacked on it, then I lost my lead. I can do it. I just fucking hate it. It's like someone asked me a math question. I'm like, don't even. I'm not even gonna start thinking about it. I don't want to worry about this. I'm spending too much time with fucking numbers as it is. You'll never have a calculator in your pocket. Yeah, right. So, anyways, I was thinking like, I mean, hopefully, I have some kind of outlet to tell people like, hey, it's not all about money. That's really I just money will come. Like sometimes when people see me drive a nice car, they'll at a gas station or something, hey, what do you do? So that's the wrong question. That's the wrong question. You could clean toilets and get rich. You know, it's not what you do. It's how you do it. Um, I guess that's probably a good motto in life. It's not what you do, but how you do it. And in the case of people wearing masks, I feel like in society, value is placed almost exactly opposite of where it should be. Where people like Belong Busk are perceived as being intelligent, and he's so clearly projecting his insecurity. Like his company's called Tesla. You are nothing like Tesla, sir. Doing a disservice to a guy who was trying to make free energy for the world. Um, yeah, I mean these any famous person, the fact that you know their name shows that they're insecure. Like, did you hear this shit? They want some kind of value or honor because they don't have it intrinsically. And I would love to teach people that it value comes within. Because I was talking to someone the other night. I was like, they hung out with their friends and then went home early. And I was like, I don't get the feeling like you had fun. You're not like these people. Why do you hang out with them? And it is just some kind of social contract. And this person specifically, I think, is far more intelligent than the people they surround themselves with. Far more intelligent. And I'm actually seeing that a lot. Well, I think maybe intelligent people just it's hard to find other intelligent people, and not perceived intelligence. Like I was talking about doing bad in school, like all the kids that were in the advanced placement classes, I'm fucking killing it, and they're struggling, and not just financially, but like mental health or physical fitness or like you name the thing. Like I'm like at a cruising speed. I'm not exerting too much effort, and it just seems like they struggle, and you know what I mean? How did I stumble upon it? Obviously, I have something figured out, right? It cannot be an accident statistically, because if I didn't earn it when I lost it, it would have been the end. Like it's a down economy, my industry's down. It's like if the economy's down, luxury items are not, you know, crypto bros don't have money. Fucking stock market people don't have money. So how am I still alive? I should be gone, right? Um, I think this journal is exactly what I need to do, and I got something out because now, based on the text I'm getting, everything's going right. I was supposed to, I think, reach out to my old teacher, and I was supposed to talk about this specifically. That's what was stuck. Um, okay, 42 minutes. I have to respond to this soon. Um, so I'm glad other people are seeing inauthentic people. I'm glad that I'm around and friends with people who at least to some degree are conscious, are aware that of the mask that people wear, and it's just one step away from seeing your own mask and taking it off and being like, I think that's what I was doing, is removing another layer. I saw this. I studied abroad in China one of the times, and we went to this restaurant, and there was this dinner and a show. It was the only time they served chicken. So I lost 15, and I didn't weigh much those days. I lost 15 pounds in a week because the only thing I recognized was rice. They did not feed us well. The one time they had chicken, it was the chicken, the bones, the head, the whole. It's just the chicken, and it died from like being emaciated. It wasn't this plump KFC shit. It was just the chicken. Like you couldn't do anything with it. Just fucking some feathers in there too. People just like picked up the head and took pictures with it. There was nothing to eat, just skin. So once again, I just had rice, and then you know what else they eat? Is like I don't know what the fuck this is. It's like peppercorn, but they don't like you know. Every time I'm eating something and this shit pops in my mouth. First of all, it cracks your fucking teeth, and then it explodes with. It's not mint. It's mint from hell. It's not enjoy. I don't know what the fuck. Chinese people must have steel teeth. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't remember what it was, but I hated it. It was in everything in China. We had turtle soup. You know what the turtle soup was? They took the turtle out of the swamp water, they cut it in fourths, and then they put it in the water. The broth tasted delicious, but someone was eating the asshole part and tail. Someone had Leonardo's fucking leg. Someone had his fucking head that looks a little bit like a penis, an uncircumcised one. Am I not turtle enough for the turtle club? In short, I hated China. But the whole story was this dinner and a show. So this show was about, it was a performer who had like 10,000 masks on his body somehow, and he would just turn his face, and then the mask would change. And you'd be like, where the fuck? And he'd go like this, and then the mask would change. It's like yellow, red, angry face. It's like constantly, he's just doing some kind of Chinese war dance. And then he has these masks. I don't know if they're hidden all over his body or like, it was crazy. It's like watching a magic trick, but so many faces. It was interesting. They also taught us a word, mensi, I think, means show face. Like you're expected to show face. How funny that. And then you're also expected to fucking drink yourself into a coma during these meetings so people see who the fuck you are, see who you are behind your mask. Um, Maybe that's why I don't drink anymore. Like I don't have the need to have a mask. I'm just kind of, you know, who doesn't have a mask at all is my father. He thinks it. He says it. He doesn't give a fuck. Nobody likes it when he talks, but you have to admire that. It's like he's drunk all the time. Love you, Dad. But yeah, this concept of masks. So I mean, I experienced it. I suppose last year. Last year there was a girl really trying to be like, I'm your perfect match and all this stuff, and I was like, you're clearly not. I wouldn't wait till marriage to have sex. It's like someone told you to tell me that because they heard about my. You're like, I'm not stupid. They heard about my spiritual journey. Um, and again, like it's just such lazy. You know what I mean? It's like I have eyes. You know, I have eyes and ears. It's like if you're trying to lie to me, fucking try harder. The fuck? I told this girl, pretend I can read minds because it's not far from the truth, and this bitch still phoned in her performance. It's like I see that you just want someone to take care. She stole so much shit from me. She stole like sunglasses, a necklace. I'll clean it for you. She has like a fucking, I don't know, like a game of World of Warcraft or something. One of those games where you just have like an inventory. It's like hidden in her butthole or something. There's like an elephant in there. Or I don't know. Um, I just let it happen. It's like, oh, if you want that, go ahead. Like she thought she was like sneaky about it. It's like, go ahead, you can have it. Um, People are so not just predictable but sad. Are these people? I'm not convinced honestly, but the idea that I want to lie to someone, misrepresent who I am, so I get stuff, so someone takes me places, so I get seen. It's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. And these people ruined my life because I stopped wanting things because of that. I like in this world, I believe I get whatever the fuck I want. And for too long, I was like, I don't want anything. It's like I don't want more of these people showing up. It's like I don't like it. But you know, I'm manifesting things. I'm trying to manifest things. I'm doing it. Um, I manifested a car. Granted, it's not running right now. It's like I wished on a monkey paw instead of manifesting. Um, all right, I'm getting tired, and I have to answer these things. So I think everything's going as it should. Uh, I have experienced a profound amount of love, both platonic and romantic, from someone who doesn't want anything romantic with me. She says, um, and I'm really thankful for that. It's like it was nice. It was nice to play house and have the feeling of this is what it could be. This is the feeling that I want to make permanent. Just need a permanent fixture. Um, and I realized so many things that I was doing wrong before, thinking that I knew what I was doing. It's like every year I grow so much, and I'm so confident each time that now I know. And then next year I'll watch this and be like, oh fuck, I didn't know. Oh, if only I knew. Um, yeah, so things are going how they're supposed to. My advice to anybody is don't wear a mask, because when you wear a mask and you're looking for everyone to like you, what you get is superficial connections, and what you get is a lot of energy vampires and a lot of people who really want to use you to attain your energy, to get you. And you need someone who gets you. The people in your circle should get you, understand you. And yeah, I mean, I've said it over and over again. Like the more I fit in, the more I lost myself, and it became dangerous, frankly. Um, okay, that's another message. I gotta go. Be authentic. Figure out what mask you're wearing and shed them. Because the people who stick around still are meant to be there. And the people that still wear their masks around you, probably you should be very wary about. But don't fear, because even the best ones at hiding it will tell on themselves. You just have to know what you see. Don't gaslight yourself. I'll keep reading this. Almost done. Um, Main takeaway is pray like I am. What if? Bring it into the present when you want to change how your disposition. If you're praying away negative feelings, talk about them in past tense and say that thank you for fixing it, kind of thing. Those are that's the gist of it. So like I am wealthy. I am in the perfect relationship. You are in Barbados. How can you get a ticket to Barbados? You are in Barbados, Abdullah said to Neville Goddard. So I gotta, I haven't been praying much. Actually, as I was going to sleep the other night, I was like, thank you, God. And someone caught me saying it. What did you say? Nothing? I was saying fuck you. Um, yeah, honestly, thank you, God. Like, what an interesting life. What an interesting world. I've really got a peek at how things work more than most people. Like, there's so much happening here that you have no fucking idea about. But I came here to learn and to do human shit, so let's do the human shit, and I'll do this super spiritual shit when I don't have the limitations of this body and mind, Um, okay. Take off your mask.